2020. A year that will go down in infamy in the history books. So much loss. So much pain. 2020 was a year full of surprises, strange happenings, and many, many losses. To name a few, we have a global pandemic affecting millions of families. The Beirut explosion. And the death of a legend. All of these tragedies, all of this loss. But one event in 2020 went unnoticed by almost the entire world. And that is the tragic tale of Lawrence the Villager.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of
Lawrence the Villager?
No.
I thought not.
His story began like many. A trade worthy of the Hall of Fame of trades. The player knew he had to keep this one safe, so he built him a hole in the ground to protect him from the outside terrors of the world. Until one day, he vanished without a trace. No sign of breaking and entering, no mysterious holes. He was just gone. After losing a villager such as the one that disappeared in the hole, the player did what any would do. They'd search the lands until they found another, and construct for him a tower in the sky, safe from all the worries and dangers of the world. Up in this villager's tower, he seemed invincible, high above everyone else. One day, the player was in need of a mending book from his esteemed villager. But to his utter surprise and dismay, his villager was no longer the same. Something about him was different. It's almost as if he was not human anymore. Rather something else entirely. Somehow in the night, this beautiful villager succumbed to an illness, and the player was once more devastated. After reading through countless of useless books in an attempt to save the player's precious villager, he found an answer in an ancient tomb that was long forgotten. Could this be it? Could this be the answer? Could this be the cure? After carefully reading through the book, the player trapped the wonderful villager in an iron cage at the top of the tower. Not knowing if this would work, the player stepped back and closed his eyes as he tried to cure his precious friend. Something began to happen. The villager quivered and looked around in fear and confusion as something once again was changing inside of him. When the player woke on the following day, He looked around the room, and to his surprise, it had worked. The villager was cured. Now the ultimate question remained: did he still have the trade? The trade of trades? Was he still worthy? The answer was yes. But not as the player had previously thought. Instead, the villager now traded 1 emerald for a mending book. It was amazing. A miracle. A feat none had seen before. This villager was truly the absolute best. On a dark and stormy afternoon, the player decided to visit his villager friend once more, only to find out that he was once more afflicted. Somehow, the villager was struck by lightning in the safety of his tower at the top of the world, supposed to be invincible, though he was not. As the player stood looking at his old friend, he realized the villager that he knew before was long gone, replaced by this wicked witch. Tears in his eyes, glancing from side to side, he knew what must be done. It was finally time for him to say goodbye to his friend once and for all. He thanked him for his time and his service, and then he began to murder him. As lightning struck on the darkest hour, the saga of Lawrence the villager came to a close, and one of the darkest hours of 2020 ended. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that funny little video that you just saw. It is actually a very tragic tale. I was very upset when that actually happened to my villager, and I hope you guys don't have that happen to one of yours, because it's pretty unfortunate. I spent many hours, maybe a lot of hours trying to get those mending villagers, and just to have them utterly just shit on by Minecraft in the end is pretty sad. Anyhow, if you did enjoy, please leave a like and a comment, and if you could subscribe, that'd be really great. It helps me out a lot, and it's free, and you can change your mind if you end up not liking future content of mine. Anyhow, stay tuned for more Bed Wars, GeoGuessr, and stuff like this if it hits well. That's all, folks. See you next time.